Today on the Everything Rider, me and my riding buddies meet up with my riding club for a ride down to the Air Mobility Command Museum in Dover, Delaware. We get to check out some really cool stuff, ride some very nice roads, and then we stop at Cantwell's Tavern up in Odessa, Delaware for some good lunch on the way back home. It's going to be a good one, so come along for the ride. Hey, welcome back to the Everything Rider. And today I got something pretty cool for you guys. So my riding group has organized a ride down to the Air Mobility Command Museum over in Dover, Delaware, and they are having an event today called the Open Cockpit Day, which basically is where they have most of the aircraft inside and out open to the public, or I should say fully open to where you can walk inside toward the aircraft, actually get into the cockpit area, sit in the cockpit and check things out in much greater detail than I guess you otherwise could on any other day of the week. They do the open cockpit days on every third Saturday of the month, and it runs from April through October. So this is actually the first event of the season, and it should be pretty cool. From what I'm told, they also have a representative posted at each aircraft that's open who has some sort of a tie-in to that aircraft in some way, shape, or form. So it's either an aircraft that they flew, an aircraft that they worked on, they helped maintain, they helped load. They physically had some tie-in to that aircraft when it was actually in service, and I think that's pretty cool. Most of them are old retired volunteers, and they just do it because they have a passion for everything about that, and I think that's pretty cool. It should be an opportunity to learn some stuff and get to check out some stuff that I've certainly never seen up close and in person, and I think it'll be pretty neat. The museum is kind of sort of part of the Air Force base that's down in Dover. It's not actually on the base itself because it has public access, but it's literally right next door to the actual Dover Air Force base, where they have a lot of these planes, or at least a more modern version, still in service today. So that's pretty cool. So me and my two buddies are going to head down there, and my one buddy's girlfriend are going for the ride. We're going to meet up with my riding group over at the Pilot gas station right off the Delmar Bridge before we head over to Delaware, and we're going to basically take Route 9 all the way down. So it should be a pretty good day. Good weather today, nice riding. Should be some fun back roads, and we'll see what other trouble we get into. But we're going to stop at the Wawa down here and gas up. This way we don't have to stop for gas before we get to Dover, Delaware. And then we're going to head out. So let's go ahead and skip ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop off. Well, we're meeting up at the gas station right off the Delmar Bridge, so we're going there first. But I just don't want to have to fuel up there. I want to be able to just meet and go. We're going to have to boogie because it says that we're going to be late.
So we officially hit the first snag of the day. According to Google here, ETA to the Pilot gas station we're meeting at is 36 minutes, and kickstand's up time for our group to leave and head towards Delaware is 9:30. Problem is, it's currently about 2 minutes after 9 o'clock, and that equals we're going to end up being the a-holes showing up late, holding everybody up, and that's a no bueno. So we had to push it a little bit getting there. Google says 36 minutes. I say challenge accepted. Well, that wasn't actually too bad and worked out pretty good in our favor. We actually made it down with about 10 minutes to spare, and it looks like we got a pretty good group of guys that are coming down for the ride. So we'll get together for our pre-ride meeting, and then we'll be off.
Here's your sign.
And just like that, in total me fashion, the camera batteries died. We rolled into the meetup spot so late that I didn't have a chance to swap out the battery with a fresh battery, and as expected, it didn't last. So I missed all of the footage of us actually riding into the museum facility, which was really cool when I thought I was recording. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I gotta say, being a new content creator is proving very, very challenging, but there's going to be some growing pains. We'll figure this out eventually, and things will only get better as time goes on.
Have you been downstairs yet? Okay. In the back of the plane, upstairs, there's 73 seats, 2 bathrooms, and a kitchen. So that's where the enlisted people would sit, or where the troops would sit, or where the Secret Service would sit if you had the president's planes, or president's helicopters on here, or you have, this plane is big enough to hold both presidential limousines and all the Secret Service vehicles.
Oh, wow.
So the Secret Service will be on here. It's a big plane. I guess Dave's down there. Did he explain it's 121 feet long? The cargo compartment is 2,000 square feet. So it's bigger than the average house in America.
Wow.
It's longer than the Wright brothers' first flight, and it's higher than the Wright brothers' first flight. So that was 1903. This was built in 1969. So you have this. Then you have back here. You have a galley with a kitchen. I'm sorry, a refrigerator and an oven and a coffee maker. And beyond that, you have a flush toilet. First flush toilets in the Air Force were on this plane. Then you have a crew rest area. And then beyond that, in the hallway, you have 2 bedrooms with 6 twin beds. And then you have the flight deck up there. So it is a large aircraft. To give you an idea how big it is, we had a plane crash here in 2006. The C-5 crashed here just the other side of the road. It broke into 3 pieces. The people upstairs in the back did not know the plane had crashed. They thought it was a hard landing, which it was, but they didn't know it had crashed. Nobody was killed, no fire or anything like that, but the plane was destroyed.
Wow.
It's just a big airplane. It's one of the biggest in the world. So any questions?
So you can see, wow, we've got the plastic on it. Yeah, so that's what beds. Then when you come up here, please, come on up. This
Wow, that's
airplane
awkward.
is arguably one of the biggest cockpits you'll ever be in. Even the Soviet airplane, I've been on their 124 quite a few times. Don't ask, and I won't tell.
He's a Russian spy.
Yes. So when you first came into the cockpits back in the older days, you'd meet the flight engineer. Flight engineer was responsible for all the mechanical systems, takeoff data, landing data. He was the functional expert, how it'll fly. Then you meet the co-pilot and the pilot. This airplane is a bit unique in that any of the other cockpits you were in, they had a set of throttles. But the airplane is so wide up here, they have his and her throttles. I mean, they're still connected, you know, as are the yokes. So you've got the pilot's flight instruments, co-pilots. The M model is all glass now. It's all glass cockpit. The TV screen there and there, those are the color weather radars. They go out 300 miles, red, yellow, greens, like your phone. Your center console is always your laptop. So these are your GPS heads and flight management system. And you can input, pilots will input their flight plan into the box. It'll be displayed on a TV screen. And again, they all talk to each other. Radios, and radios. That would be the jump seat would sit right here. It's either the third pilot or the second engineer, depending upon how many people we have on board. And again, it's pretty much all functional, but it is a massive width. And again, the upper deck on this is not as big because, you know, downstairs you can put 6 school buses in it. Everybody thinks it's this wide up here. It's pear-shaped.
What an absolutely incredible day. This was such an awesome experience, and my only regret is there was probably a bunch of stuff here I didn't get to see in the time that we had allotted, but I highly recommend to anyone that's close enough to the Dover, Delaware area to come over here and check this place out if you're at all interested in this sort of stuff. It was insane. There was so much to look at, so much to learn, and I can't wait to come back here on another day to check out all the stuff that I probably missed in today's visit. Now we're off to hit our lunch spot, which is about 40 miles out, and hopefully sit down, relax, and enjoy some good food. Well, after fueling ourselves up with lunch and refueling the bikes, there was nothing left to do but head back over the bridge, split off from the group, and head back home, rest, relax. It's been a long day in the saddle. We got to do some cool stuff, see some cool things, and couldn't have asked for a better day to do it. Right now, we're looking forward to going home, kicking up our feet, and just chillaxing for a couple hours.
A few moments later.
Well, we're not going to finish it off there just yet. After relaxing for a few hours, my friends and I decided we wanted to treat ourselves to a cold treat after a long day out and about in the sun. So we decided to head down to our local favorite, the Hilltop Creamery, for some ice cream and some water ice. And I highly recommend that place if you're in the area. They have probably the largest selection of anything that I've seen at a place like that, including some healthy options for people like me who try as hard as we can not to kill our diet on the weekends. So they do have some sugar-free and some frozen yogurt options, which is always a plus. So we decided to take a ride down, enjoy some treats before calling it a night. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. As always, please feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question. I'll try to get back to as many people as possible, although I'm not really overloaded with comments right now, but hopefully that'll come soon. And we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.